How's it going, fellow Yu-Gi-Oh fans? I am the one and only Glenguin, and welcome to the channel. Boys and girls, in front of you is a 2019 Kuriboh deck profile. I can't believe I'm doing this, but it's something a little different, a little spicy for the channel, and hopefully people will enjoy this deck profile because this is something that not many other channels actually post. So because it's all to do with the relevant meta and also the new format that's out right now, I thought I'd just post something a little different. I wanted to do my take on Kuribohs and bring them to tier 1. Now last year, 2018, I did post this video and it was, we got quite a few views on it, so I thought I'd bring it into 2019, update the deck, reimagine it and see what we can do with this deck to make it so good that it can actually give people a run for their money in 2019 going forward. So obviously this is not really a competitive deck, so to speak, but it is semi-competitive in the type of cards that are in the deck. So obviously, boys and girls, the deck will not be a Kuriboh deck without Kuriboh himself. I'm only playing 2 Kuribohs. I want to basically structure the deck around being more towards the light monsters rather than the dark. So I didn't want to play too many of the dark Kuribohs that are in this deck because most of my spicy techs are structured around being light monsters, and obviously there's some better cards in my opinion in Yu-Gi-Oh that are better as light monsters than dark, and I know that's more of a debatable topic, but we'll go into that another time. But obviously Kuriboh, if you didn't know already, during your opponent's turn at damage calculation, you basically can discard this card and you take no battle damage. It works as a hand trap, it's a quick effect. Obviously if you get called by the grave, then obviously you're screwed, but we don't have to worry about that because your opponent doesn't really know what we're playing, especially because it's Kuribohs. The next best card in the deck is Kuriboh, and the one reason we're playing this at 3 is because this is like your monster reborn. This is your soul charge for the deck, and obviously you can banish this card from your graveyard, target any number of Kuriboh monsters in your graveyard to special summon them, so you can make more plays and extend even further into your plays with that card. Really cool card for the deck. I play double ring Kuriboh, and the reason we play this card is obviously if it is destroyed and you've wasted your normal summon and you haven't got much, which obviously will never happen, you'll always have quite a board with this deck, and that's just with the deck that I'm playing right now. But use this deck to how you would like to play it for future reference. So during this turn, any battle damage that the controller of this card takes becomes 0. So again, you want to stop your opponent from doing any kind of battle damage to you, and yeah, this is why I'm playing Kuribohs, because I don't want people to OTK me this day and age. And then we play double clear Kuriboh. And the good thing about this card is you can also draw off this card and you can banish this card to draw, and if it's a monster you can special summon it, then change the attack target to it. So it's all to do with battle phase. It's all just, all your effects are going off most of the time in grave. Again, most decks in Yu-Gi-Oh now are playing from the graveyard. It's all situational. I'm not sure about this card, but because it is Kuribohs, I kind of have to play it anyway. We're playing double Kuri Bandit, and if it was normal summon during the end phase, you get to tribute this card, excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, and you can actually add 1 excavated spell trap card to your hand, also send the remaining cards to the graveyard. Okay, so if Kuribohs are actually sent to the graveyard, that's actually a good thing, especially Kuriboh, as we said, and he's like the Skyrim Kuriboh with all the armor on him. But the good thing about the Kuri Bandit is that, if you excavate something like Infinite Impermanence, you can add it to your hand, Solemn Strike, cards that you actually need. But you'll see the spell cards also that we're playing in the deck, but they're just an example of cards that you can actually bring to your hand if you are excavating them. In 2018, I called this card Gay Pride Kuriboh because it's Rainbow Kuriboh, so we call it Gay Pride Kuriboh, and that's the reason why we play this. And this card works to stop your opponent's monsters from attacking, so that's a really good card. And when your opponent declares a direct attack while this card is in the graveyard, you get to special summon this but banish it when it leaves the field. So you're always trying to find ways of stopping your opponent from hurting you. We'll come to effect damage at the very end, so we actually do have something for effect damage. Last but not least, for the Kuribohs, I play 1 Sphere Kuriboh. This is the Ring Dragon of Ra Sphere mode Kuriboh, and when your opponent declares an attack, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard and change the attacking position monster to defense. So it's a really cool card also, and that's the reason why I play it. We're playing like half light, half dark attributes, so you can see where this deck is actually going. Then we play the Performage package, so we've got the 1 Trick Clown, 1 Damage Juggler, and 1 Hat Tricker. So obviously we most of the time I'll probably just Foolish Burial, the damage juggler, and then we can actually add cards like Hat Tricker and stuff like that when banishing the juggler. And Trick Clown can be special summon from grave, also a light monster. And there was a couple of other like ways we could actually have played this deck, but when I was thinking about it in the long run, like we could have played Brilliant Fusion along with Gem Knight, Seraphonite and stuff like that. And there was other cards like Black Dragon Collapse Serpent, White Dragon Wyver Buster in the deck. There's like Pulsar Dragon, stuff like that banishes cards light and dark, and then you go off from there and extend your combos. But I wanted to try and make it as simple as possible, so I'm trying to play the deck like I said, my way and seeing how it'll work like this. But obviously if you boys and girls have any comments in the comment section, I know you always have really good ideas for the deck, and I'll probably just work on them from there. But spicy tech of the deck is Galaxy Soldier. Obviously you can actually discard any of your light monsters to special summon a Galaxy Soldier, and obviously he can bring another Galaxy Soldier, and then to special summon another one, and obviously that goes into your rank 5 XE's plays. So that's why I play triple Galaxy Soldier in the deck, also a light attribute. So obviously because we do play light and darks in the deck, we do have a boss monster obviously. So Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning, really good boss monster card, and obviously you can activate one of these effects once per turn, and you can target one monster on the field. You can banish that target face up. This card cannot attack the turn it is activated. The second effect, however, you don't get the banish effect, but you can attack twice in that turn, and obviously his effect is actually fantastic for this deck because you want to out your opponent's monsters as much as possible. So if they have more than one monster on the field, or you need to do all that damage, then he's the card for it. So a bit more spicy tech. The reason why I'm playing Thunderbird and Danger Bigfoot will be revealed very soon. The reason why I'm playing, obviously you can get your draw power off of all 4 of them. Usually this is more of like a going second kind of play, but the reason why we're playing it is because like you want most of your Kuribohs in the graveyard anyway. You can get the special summon, it's a level 8 monster, and the reason why we're playing level 8s, you'll see why very shortly, I am sure. And hand traps, we're playing 2 Ghost Ogres, again light attributes, and obviously because most of the matchups that I'm playing recently is to do with Infinitrax, you know, monsters and spell and trap effects that go off on the field. You want to use cards like Ghost Ogre to actually pop them on the field, especially Sky Strikers. If you hit their multi-roll, there's not much they can actually really do with it. So Ghost Ogre is, for me, is the main choice going first, and then double Effect Veiler. Oh, it looks really cool from this camera angle. I mean, it looks a lot darker. It is a gold card, but it just looks really cool from my camera angle. Anyway, don't want to get sidetracked from the deck. So, Effect Veiler, also level 1. If you can special summon this card also, you can also go into cards like Link Kuriboh and extend your plays from there. But obviously, you want to just use this card to stop effect monsters. It's also good. Basically, if you don't own cards like Infinite Impermanence, then obviously you can use cards like Effect Veiler to make up for it. So, talking about the level 8 monsters, we are running a Morphage. So basically, if you don't know the combo by now, we're running these cards. I mean, if you see any of these cards in your opening hand, it's not great, but half the time you're not going to really be having that, so it's not an issue. It'll happen maybe, once every so often. It does vary on your shuffle, and it is the probability factor. So the reason why we do play these is for your extra deck, we do play rank 8s, we do play Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon, and we play Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon. Obviously, Konami may address Dark Matter Dragon in the future, especially with a ban list just around the corner, but obviously he will send 3 dragon monsters from deck to grave, and obviously on your standby phase, your Arc Brave Dragon will kick in. You get to bring out a Morphage Goliath. It's a free monster to special summon, and it locks both players out the extra deck, so that's the only reason why we play these 3 cards. And then we go into our spell cards. Double Call by the Grave is all I use going first, and then we play double Flute of Summoning Kuriboh. So this actually adds your Kuriboh cards from deck to hand, or it allows you to special summon them when you need it. It is a quick play spell, so you can use these on your opponent's turn. So if you have this card set, for example, and your opponent goes to battle phase and they go for the attack and you have no monsters, you activate Flute of Summoning Kuriboh, special summon a Wing Kuriboh from deck. They'll destroy your Wing Kuriboh, but you take no battle damage that turn. So it's a really good little play that you can actually make there. 1 Foolish Burial, you know, cards like Hat Tricker need to go into the graveyard, so that's the reason why we're playing that. Especially Kuriboh cards can be sent to graveyard also. 1 for 1, obviously you sending level 1 monsters, and you get to special summon level 1 monsters from your hand or deck. Sorry, I almost read that wrong. One reasoning, if a monster can be normal summoned or set and your opponent doesn't know what you're playing, it's always good to have this in your first hand, and then you get to normal summon or normal summon the monster or special summon the normal monster that was excavated. One monster reborn, that is looking very, very shiny right now. Love the monster reborn. Self-explanatory. And then trap cards, we play double infinite impermanence. I mean, obviously, this is more of going second card, but I play double infinite impermanence on going first, only purely because sometimes this deck doesn't function as well as it looks on paper. Sometimes you'll see some cards in your hand and you're not happy and you'll heavily brick and you'll think, okay, I need to get out of jail cards. So that's the only reason why I'm playing that. And then obviously to round off the main deck, we are playing triple Solemn Strike. The reason we play triple Solemn Strike is it doesn't matter about your life points. It really doesn't. You play 3 of these, you set all 3, you can play them anytime you want. Monster effects, special summon effects, does not matter. You play it, your opponent's not going to be able to do much on their turn. As for the extra deck, we are playing double Link Kuriboh. I think that's quite self-explanatory. We're playing a Kuriboh deck. Link Kuriboh is a great generic Link 1 monster anyway for a level 1 monsters. Stops attacks also, and quick effect, you can tribute 1 level 1 monster to special summon this card. So obviously you can always tribute off your Kuribohs to bring this back, and it also helps Link climb on your Kuribohs. One Hippo Shenanigan, he's hip, he's now, he will boost all your light and dark, light and monster attack and defense. I'm not too sure why I'm playing him. I guess he's just a filler. I guess we could just change him out for anything. I was thinking of playing Griffin in this deck, but that's my nightmare package for the moment. Phoenix, Cerberus, Unicorn to deal with any problematic cards on board. Very self-explanatory. I mean, people play them in most decks now. The brand new Decode Talker, I thought I'd play that in there. Decode Talker is good for attack boosting, and obviously you contribute off cards to negate and destroy cards. OTKing with Borrelsol Dragon. I can't wait for this card to get a reprint, to be honest. I might even just sell this one. But then again, it is a secret rare, first edition. I don't know, I'll think about it. And then one Skull Dread for draw power. That is the Link monsters. Also, you get a special summon off of him. Again, we play Galaxy Soldiers, so obviously you have cards like Nova, and that will go into Infinity, and there's another reason why we do play them. And then obviously if you're getting effect damage done to you, I do play number 14 Greedy Saramea. If you are not familiar with this card, it takes 2 level 5 monsters, and when any effect damage that is dealt to you, you actually just throw it back in your opponent. Your opponent will receive the effect damage instead of you. So if you're playing stuff like Trickstars, for example, let's say you draw and they want to deal 1400 to you because they have Licorice and Light Stage on the field and they're doing all that burn damage. Greedy Saramea's effect is your opponent takes any effect damage you would have taken from their card effects instead. So it's a really good card. Again, another good boss monster for the deck, and that's the reason why I'm playing it, because I somehow run into a lot of Trickstar players still. And then obviously, last but not least, Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon, and then you overlay into Dark Matter Dragon. That's for the Amorphage Goliath gameplay. And then last but not least, Spicy Tech, one Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon. So the reason why I'm playing this is, I mean, obviously this is meant to be going second and siding in option for your deck, but my side deck was so tight, I actually had to just fit it into the main deck, and then obviously it will catch your opponent off guard, because here is my side deck. So the side deck consists of 2 Cyber Dragons. I do like this secret rare, it's very old school. Shout out to my friend Deck for actually trading that to me at some point. It looks so nice in this camera. So double Cyber Dragon, obviously you want to side out, you know, your dark monsters, play some more light monsters in the deck. Good for going second, obviously, if you control no monsters. You get to special summon that card to your field. 2 Dino Wrestler Pankratops, probably the best card to side anyway. It's good for going first and going second, but obviously if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you get to special summon it, and it has a really good effect where you can quick effect and tribute him off and destroy one problematic card on the field. 1 Gameciel, 1 Thunderstrike Kaiju. Obviously he's really good because he's a light attribute. That's the only reason why I'm playing him. Obviously you give your opponent the Gameciel, you get to special summon the other Kaiju, and it goes off from there basically. All self-explanatory cards really. Double Ash Blossom, double Winged Dragon of Ra Sphere mode, and then obviously you want to deal with your back rows, which is triple Twin Twisters, doesn't matter on the discard. And then last but not least, we are playing double Evenly Matched. So boys and girls, that is my deck profile for Kuribohs 2019. I tried to make it tier 1, tried to make it somewhat semi-competitive compared to the recent format and meta that we are in right now. But hopefully you have enjoyed this deck profile, and please smash that like button if you did enjoy this deck profile. Share my video around, subscribe to the channel for more epic Yu-Gi-Oh content. Let's build this channel, let's get it going. And if you're somewhat a fan of live streaming, then please come and tune in to my live streams. Turn that notification bell on. I want to see the squad in my live streams. Come and say hello to me. I do not bite whatsoever, unless of course you like that kind of action, which is not the channel for that kind of action. Anyway, boys and girls, I'll see you later. YuGiOh is signing out.